Good afternoon. Uh, Before I start my presentation, I would like to recognize and give credit and honor to Dr. Edmond Gordon and Eleonora Thomas for their work with me, for supporting me, for mentoring me. Thank you very much. Okay, the title of my presentation is Culturally Self-Regulated Dynamic Pedagogy Assessment System. This is an innovative approach to culturally aware and adapted assessment in the service of learning. And I learned all this from Dr. Gordon and Dr. Eleonora Thomas. Let me tell you the focus of this presentation and the focus of the paper that I wrote for the handbook. First is an integration of self-regulated learning and cultural pedagogy. I'm going to explain very soon what self-regulation means. In this model, students are agents of cultural diversity and validation, as well as the teachers. This is aligning the role of the curriculum, the instructional assessment in the classroom that produce equity-oriented motivational support for all learners and all teachers. I would like to describe a little bit about what is self-regulated learning. Barry Zimmerman, an educational psychologist, he is the person who developed the concept of self-regulated learning as a cyclical dynamic process, which began with 3 phases. First, number 1 is forethought learning, where the student start from the very beginning, setting goals, strategies, develop self-efficacy for the task on hand. Then they go to the second phase, which is the performance phase. During that time, they monitor their progress, assess their learning. Then in the final and third phase, they engage in self-reflection and evaluation of the outcome and adapting what they learn to their new task. And this is cyclical because they inform one phase, inform the next one, and if they need to go back to make corrections and adaptations, they can do that. So one influences the other one, and they progress in this way. And again, I recognize Eleonora and Dr. Gordon input and dynamic pedagogy framework. Then I would like to describe how they influenced me. Eleonora and Dr. Gordon created a model, a dynamic model, in which they integrate curriculum, instructional assessment as influencing learning. And that's what they call it, service for learning, which is something that I really like very much. So here, culture influence curriculum, but curriculum also impact instruction, and instruction and curriculum impact assessment, and assessment go back to influence the previous two, the curriculum and instruction. But I came with the idea, because I am very much interested in self-regulated learning, that this model, the dynamic model that they created, it can be influenced by the cyclical phases of Zimmerman. So curriculum needs to be more self-regulated. That means that they have to set goals, they need to set strategies, they need to develop during the performance, they need to assess their progress during the curriculum section. And also, what are the assessments that they want to target? But not only that happen in curriculum, it also should happen during instruction. During instruction, which is when the teachers are in the classroom with the student. In the classroom, the the forethought needs to happen there. The student needs to set goals, but the teachers also need to set goals, identify strategy, assess motivation, but they also got to have cyclical process during instruction, during the 50-minute period of teaching English, arts, or teaching science or mathematics. A student needs to monitor their progress during instruction, how well I am progressing. Then, during the class, or at the end of the class, the student and the teacher need to assess their level of outcome. What is that they reach? What is that they learn? What is that? Do they accomplish their goals? Were the strategy appropriate? How happened to the self-efficacy? The self-efficacy fluctuated or not? And the same happened during assessment. So assessment, to me, is a self-regulatory process that has to be cyclical. First, identifying the goal of the assessment, monitor during the forethought the assessment, and then evaluate the outcome. To me, that is the way in which assessment is an important for service learning. Otherwise, assessment is just providing feedback, and feedback alone is not enough. It has to be cyclical, it has to promote learning, and it has to be promoting self-regulated learning. So that's what I propose. So what are the evidence of that? The evidence, I had conducted a work in my classroom, and my students had done work. My students are teachers, and my students had done work in their own schools. And many other scholars are doing this, not only myself, including Eleonora Thomas. She had done this too. So it's important to improve student outcomes. And this model that I am proposing serve to do that, to include motivation in the assessment, include self-efficacy in relation to assessment, and include the strategies in relation to assessment. Also, enhance teacher satisfaction. Teachers will be more satisfied when they see that the students are self-directed learners, and the students are proactive in their own learning and their own assessments. This also produces equity and assessment accuracy. It produces equity because then everybody can do that according to their cultural background, according to their own identity, according to what they feel like they are belong. So in this way, we promote equity in the classroom because everybody responds to this according to their own self-regulated belief, self-regulated skills. And the teacher's role is to monitor everybody's progress and their own teacher's progress toward the goals that they have for that lesson. So classroom and school should consider implementing this in whatever way they feel. It's important that teachers integrate this and these dynamic interaction models, both starting from the one that Dr. Gordon promoted and Dr. Eleonora Thomas promoted, and their integration with the self-regulation, it can be done. It has been done in several institutions. It has been done in several classrooms. And the future should include research to see what is this more, what really this means, how can this be implemented effectively for different disciplines, for different contents, for different student developmental ages. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very, very much for all your help, for your support. Thank you very much.